Hello and welcome to another tutorial on RaffamusaDesigns. Today's tutorial is a little bit different because it's not exactly crochet, but it's a sewing project. So why am I actually showing you how to sew this project? So because I wanted to make a ball to stuff my crochet pentagon ball. So this tutorial today is in between the tutorial that we saw last week about how to crochet a solid pentagon and the tutorial that we see next week, that is how to assemble the ball. So the problem that I had here was that I needed to create a pentagon ball by sewing that was exactly the correct size for my pentagon ball. So to do that, I had to create my own pentagon pattern, and to do this, I followed a simple procedure that allows you to draw a pentagon based on the length of the side. So you can find a photo tutorial on how to draw your own pentagon pattern on my blog, and I will leave a link in the description. Or you can follow this video tutorial that I found here, and I will link it at the top of the screen. So, but in this video we will not see how to make this pattern. So go ahead, make your own pattern, cut it, and cut 12 pieces, 12 pentagons out of fabric. You can use the same color, you can use matching colors. Here I used some scrap fabrics, so the colors don't match, they don't look very nice, but I don't care that much because I will put this ball inside of my crochet one. And also this way it's going to be easier to understand how to actually sew this ball together. So let's take a look at the materials. So we said that we need a pentagon pattern and 12 pentagons cut out of your fabric. Of course you will need a sewing machine unless you want to sew everything by hand. I have here this, well, it's a knitting gauge, but I will use it as a ruler for a reason that we will see later, and a fabric marker. And then what we will need, of course, is some stuffing and one of these little rattling balls, just if you want your ball to make some noise, you know, for kids, might be nice. So let's get started. So you can see that I divided my pentagons in groups of 6 because we will start by making 2 sort of flowers, let's say. So we have to make something like this. So basically we have to sew these 5 pentagons on the sides of one other pentagon that is in the middle. So I will sew these ones like this, and then for the other ones I will make a similar flower, but well, with these other colors. Okay, so they're gonna be of different colors and easier to see. Alright, okay, so these are going to be my 2 flowers. So just for simplicity, let's focus on one at a time. If you don't have a right or wrong side for your fabric, it doesn't matter which way you sew them, but if you have something like this, you see, in this case you can clearly see this is the right side of the fabric, this is the wrong side. So you basically have to flip your pentagons right sides facing. Okay, so both wrong sides out, and then we are going to start by sewing along this line. Since I made these pentagons for a much smaller crochet pentagon, here I'm going to use a seam allowance of about 1 inch, like 2 centimeters, something like that. Let's say, yes, something like this, so a little bit less of 1 inch. And also one important thing for a good result at the end is that you always sew at the same distance from the edge of the sides of the pentagons. Otherwise, then at the end, the sides of the pentagons are going to be very different and the ball is not going to be very nice to look at. So since, as I told you, I'm not super experienced, like what I like to do on the wrong side of my fabric is to actually draw the lines along which I'm going to sew. And for that, I'm just gonna use my marker and my ruler. So I'm going to leave, I told you, like about 2 centimeters, maybe a bit less, like let's say 1.7 centimeters from each of these, from each side. I'm just gonna draw this on all the sides. Okay, so once we have all the marks on all the sides, we are just going to connect like this one to the one of the opposite side. And then this one to the one on this side. So this way you know exactly where you need to sew. And this way also you see that the pentagon that we're left with is basically the same as the crocheted one. So let's go to the sewing machine. We just take the center pentagon and one of the petals and we place them on top of each other, right side facing, so the wrong side's out, with my lines for guiding me for sewing. And I'm just going to sew on this side. Alright, so you see I just followed this line, and let me put this off. And when you open it, you see we have these sides that are still open, because these are going to be the seam allowance of the next pentagons, and we have this side that is joined. So now if we place it back in our flower, you see, we can go on. We just take the next pentagon, right side facing, we put them on top of each other. Now make sure to open this. If you want, you can also iron it open to be more precise. You place these two on top of each other, and you're going to seam along this line. So now we open it, we place it here, and we go on with the next petals. Okay, so again we place it on top of the central pentagon, right side facing, and we sew along this line. Now we continue with the next one. And now the last pentagon. So now what we need to do is to sew the pentagons on the sides. So we're going to sew these two together, right side facing, and then these two and all around. So to do that, basically we have to fold our work to bring these two sides on top of each other. So you see, these are this one and this side, okay? So just fold it, bring this one out of the way, like this, and now you sew along this line. Okay, and continue with this other one. So again, fold it, fold your work, bring these two sides on top of each other, get this out of the way, and sew along this line, or well, this one, okay? And now these two. Now let's do the same with the other 6 pentagons, and then we'll go on. Once you're done sewing the flowers, you get 2 baskets, let's say, and now we are ready to assemble the ball. So, but because at the end we will have to turn these both of them upside down, it's good at this point to remove a bit of the extra fabric here at the corner. Make sure that nothing, is on the way, and just trim a bit the corner. Do this on all the corners. So now at this point, keep one of the 2 baskets with the right side inside, okay? So we are facing the wrong side out. And the other one can be flipped. So and you place it inside of the other one. So the right sides are facing for these pentagons, okay? So place them so that the points of these pentagons are in between the points of the other 2, you see, like this. And now we have to start sewing them. So of course we cannot sew like this because this wouldn't be a ball, but we have to sew this side of this pentagon together with this side of this opposite pentagon. So let's see, maybe with the lighter colors because it's easier. So if we look at this, so we're going to sew this side of the blue pentagon with this side of the green pentagon behind it. So basically something like this. So you adjust it to be right on top of the other one, and then again you sew following this line. So once these 2 pentagons are sewn together, if you open them, you see you get something like this. So now let's go on with the next 2 pentagons to sew together. And so we go to the next pentagon. So in this case it's this black one. And we sew this together with this second side of the green pentagon. So again, we place it on top of the green one. You will have to fold this thing. Maybe it's easier if you push it out a bit, you see, like this. So this blue squared pentagon is folded in 2. Okay, so it stays out of the way, and we can overlap these 2, the green and the black pentagon, on top of each other, and then we sew following this line again. And when you're done, if you open it now, you see that this pentagon is exactly in between these 2, which is what we wanted to make a ball. Because you see now, if we open everything, you can see the point here, you see, like this is the green one. Okay, so let's flip everything back and let's continue to sew. So we put it like it was before. Now we have to sew the second side because we still have this open side on of this black pentagon, and we sew it with the next side, you see. So we started from this side of the green pentagon, then we went on this one. Now we go to the next pentagon. So this side is going to be sewn together with the next side of the black pentagon. So again, get the green one out of the way, place the black pentagon just above this pentagon with these leaves here. Okay, and so following this line, which is hard to see, but it's there. Okay, so now we have the black pentagon done because both sides are covered. Well, actually, all the sides of the pentagon are done. So we move on to the next pentagon. In this case, is this blue with white dots, and we still need to close this side of the other side of the leaf pentagon. So again, fold your work so that this black one stays out of the way, and place the blue and the leaf pentagon on top of each other. Always right sides facing, and sew them. Once you're done, we go to the next side of the blue and we start sewing this light green square. Now continue on the next side. We go to the second side of the white and on the green. When you have only two sides still left to sew together, secure your ends. Now cut the extra corners here. And flip your ball upside down. Now take your stuffing material and stuff your ball through this little aperture here. Now make sure to push your rattling ball to the center of the ball, and using an invisible seam, join the last two sides together. And your pentagon ball is ready. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Don't forget to come back for the next one, where we'll see how to use this ball to stuff the crochet pentagon ball. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.